Beyonce said in her Renaissance album, America has a problem. If you know, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to Presente, a space and community that vibes on being in the moment, something we are relearning how to do in a fast moving world.
We are excited to be part of a growing movement that talks about topics that we feel haven't been talked about in our Latin culture and womanhood.
Be present with us. Take a pause and break down societal norms.
Redefine the meaning of existing. Welcome to Presente, the podcast. The new American dream. I'm not sure why it's 2025 and America seems to be clicking the reverse button. If Beyonce paused singing the national anthem at the Cowboy Carter concert to transition to her song Freedom, let that sit with your soul for a minute. According to the majority of people on social media, the new dream is to leave America to a place where basic human needs are given to all, or something that embodies a safe livelihood, better pay, and equity for all. I want to add here that there is quote unquote no perfect place on this floating rock, but there are countries out there that keep their citizens' well being in mind. Now, let's think for a second. Is it the unconformity that the minorities are becoming the majority, that we're breaking barriers and we've come far? So let's continue to add oil to the fire.
It's interesting how, even knowing it's all about perspective, the old dream and the new dream both carry deep meaning. They reflect generations of stories passed down, filled with hope, strength, much determination, and survival. These dreams, though different in form, are connected by the same spirit of seeking a better life, a life of purpose, fulfillment, safety, and freedom.
The first dream, the land of opportunities. Before social media was a thing, we engaged with the world differently. That nostalgia and past seems like a distant time that we miss, but we can't return to. Even before that, history teaches us that nothing can be changed without some rebellion, the trigger that uproars the system, that wokeness. I remember my mother telling me, and I'm sure many children of immigrants who heard this, me fui por ti, para que tengas una vida mejor, a better life for you. I want you here to now insert the language your family or guardian spoke to you. The first dream was the script of do well in school, college, work, family, repeat. We believed in the first dream because our ancestors fought for those dreams to exist for us. Little me or little Gisela took those words to heart. Post college, though, I didn't realize how tough it was. And perhaps if you're listening, maybe you felt that too. Though now I'm in a different space mentally and understand that we are always enough and being enough is not tied or measured by the things we do, but rather the intention of how we move forward. The first version of the American dream is outdated, yes. Maybe it has served past generations well, but growing up, don't you feel like it always felt a little bit off, like this whole script proposed to us? Work to enjoy life till 65, or is it 67 now? I'm not sure if they pushed it, with no connection to your sole purpose. Nah, the new dream has evolved in that most of us are collectively shifting to creating a lifestyle that invites us to step out of the boxes and vividly live in our wild campus.
My version of the American dream has evolved. Now it looks like returning to my roots in the Dominican Republic to create a life centered around peace, safety, and intentional living for my family. While past generations fought hard to build a future in the US, many of us, third, fourth, even fifth generation, are realizing that a better quality of life is possible outside of the United States. We have the opportunity to pour back into our homeland or overseas somewhere else, like many are doing in today's day, and contribute economically, socially, and culturally, and be part of shaping a brighter, more sustainable future. I feel like I'm torn. I'm really torn up about this. What's a girl to do?
I hear that, Jen. Lily Singh, aka Superwoman, YouTuber, author, and TV show personality, wrote in her book, How to Be a Boss, and wrote the quote that goes, "Wisdom is a passport full of stamps." Travel has been one of my greatest experiences here on this floating rock. If we think about it, the earth is that. She is our home. Home is wherever you feel that peace, safety, and bliss. Not only that, but it gives you a lens that more is out there. And your vision for the future shifts into something much more beautiful and deep. The connection for home shaped into whatever version of you feels best. For now, my version is to continue exploring and understanding what else is out there. And when ready, build my dream version of home. Because America, I don't think most of us are waiting until retirement to live our best lives. We deserve time to enjoy the very rock we're standing in and work hard in.
Hey, want to stay up to date with the latest episodes and exclusive interviews? Subscribe now and never miss a moment of the conversation.
Felt. To all my fellow humans, this list might not even cover half of what you're feeling, but here's how and why we are feeling it.
No universal healthcare that exists in countries outside here. Need I say more? Badge of burnout is not an honor. America created the idea that the more we do, it somehow ties us to being enough.
No real support for parents. One of the leading reasons why childbirth rates have declined, not just in America, but in other countries too, is the cost of everything like student loans and non affordable housing are just a few to name. The average cost of raising a child in the US until 18 years of age is almost 400,000 plus. Sorry, Orange Man, but the 5K that you want to quote unquote give to mothers after delivery is not even a fraction of how much it really costs to repeat societal structures of the past. No, thank you. Women deserve the right to choose. And another quick example of this is Japan actually also is trying to increase the birth rates in their country and have placed a 4-day work week ahead in their country. But women in Japan are trying to fight for their rights. Somehow it's always a woman's problem. Another important one is not educating the new generations on how to obtain real wealth. For example, building Roth IRA accounts, if possible, for parents to do so before the age of 18 to retire with, honestly, a lot of money that's non-taxable when your kids are ready to retire. It's not just about working, paying the bills anymore, and saving anymore. Now we have other ways to increase compound interest. Also, open up a high yield savings account and earn higher interest. But they don't tell you this at school because the people who made this society want us to be asleep and remain in the loop. Aim to create multiple streams of income. It shouldn't have to be this way, but if you can, do so. Student loans are another factor tied to the fatigue of the average American, especially the younger generations. This factor in particular is like a double-edged sword because higher education is one way to be able to build generational income for minority groups when we did not start off with the advantage. But it also left us in an overwhelming debt post-graduation, especially with lack of jobs or low pay or the cost of other living expenses. Over the years, we've seen some changes, and even today in 2025, that there are many other paths now that can lead to financial gain aside from college. However, student debt is holding many back from being able to buy assets like homes, land, etc., and even more so for those who have families. This is one of the reasons for financial stress of we, the people. Some people would think that college was an individual choice. But for most of us who came from hardworking immigrant families, it was our only choice to rise. We rose to the challenge and made it out of college. But it seems like for most of us, according to Google, 42.7 million Americans feel the weight of aiming to pursue other financial goals.
Some people have to work a second, even third job to pay the bills. And we all have to pay bills, technically. People got to get paid. When working, We only get 2 week vacations. Like, come on. European countries look at us sideways because they're given longer and paid in full vacations that are weeks and for months. This 8 hour work day can honestly be shortened.
Another quick historical fact for anybody that did not know, but this 40-hour work week is an old concept constructed in the late 1930s by Henry Ford. And back then it was used to work in factories to create fair labor laws. How is it that we have evolved technologically, but still working a labor model of the late 1930s? It's 2025. You would think that at certain points, this old model should change into something more adaptable, especially with technology buildup and AI. Less hours at work and more time for family and experiencing actual life is how it really should be. You know, America cannot be great if it is over abusing its people. So we indeed have problems. Your soul knows. Remember to be presente. Despite our issues, moisturize, cozy up, live with passion, because collectively we are the keys to the kingdom. The reason most of us are awake is because we know better and are striving for new dreams, pulling away from societal constraints.
So, generally speaking, whether the decision is to relocate to a country of your home roots or elsewhere, start your own business and company, or work less days, shorter hours, better yet, work smarter, not harder, ultimately, the choice is yours, and now increasingly more than ever. Stay woke. Do not put astray the desires of your heart, dreams, and ideas. Be bold, brave, and go for it.